It looks like Kune Matata. That means there are worries. This is the circle of my God. F around and find out. Ooh, the circle of my God. These man lost 4 billion. It was in one day because they boycotted. Oh my God. Some lady literally cancelled her wedding at a Disney resort.
Oh, well, would you look at that? Jimmy Kimmel is coming back on the air tomorrow night, and all it took was 5 days of intense public pressure and about $4 billion lost. For those boneheaded execs over at Disney, over at ABC, ESPN, Hulu, wherever, to finally use those brains that apparently are worth the salaries they're being paid to make a common sense decision.
It's just been announced that Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to our air tomorrow. Last week, the company, you may remember, pulled the late night talk show after pressure from the FCC about comments that he made about conservative influencer Charlie Kirk's accused killer.
Walt Disney Company issuing a statement. It is a decision, quote, we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. They have said that they've spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, that is where the Walt Disney Company says they reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday.
The power of the people worked. They are bringing Jimmy Kimmel back. So that's pretty interesting. Sure has nothing to do with Kimmel wanting to sue them or anything like that. But, yeah, see? It's the one thing that we can do. And everybody was doing it. So that was really awesome. And now he's going to be back and whatever. I don't watch him anyway, but I don't want anybody to lose their First Amendment rights, so I'm down for it.
We did it, guys. We hit him in the wallet, and it worked. If you canceled your Disney, Hulu, ESPN subscriptions, if you canceled your Disney vacations, if you stood out front of the parks with a picket sign, or you took it to social media, it was effective. Jimmy Kimmel's coming back on the air effective Wednesday night. No doubt with a heartfelt apology, and I'll probably have to be a little more careful about what topics he's addressing, but it's still a win for the First Amendment. Good job. Have a great day.
Jimmy Kimmel is back on air tomorrow night, but don't get it twisted. He's not back because Disney wanted him back. He's back because people forced their hand, using the same tactics we know as BDS. Here's what happened. After Kimmel criticized conservatives over Charlie Kirk's assassination, Disney suspended him. Affiliates like Nexstar and Sinclair pulled his show. The FCC threatened Disney's license. That's top-down pressure. But none of that explains why Kimmel is suddenly back. The real pressure came from below. Viewers canceled Disney Plus subscriptions in droves. Hashtags like Cancel Disney Plus trended for days. People flooded social media, pulling their money and their attention. That's what made Disney panic. Not the FCC, not the affiliates.
So Disney reversed their decision and they are bringing back Jimmy Kimmel because why? What was the reason? Because of the boycotts. Boycotts work. That is the reason why they brought him back. They don't give a fuck about the First Amendment. I say it all the time. Corporations, tech billionaires, they have no loyalty to this country. All they care about is money, so you have to speak their language. You should care about the First Amendment, though, because without it, you don't have any other rights. And I know a lot of you didn't start paying attention to this until a white famous guy got taken off, but they've been assaulting our First Amendment. That's what those college campus crackdowns were for. That's the reason why they're making sure TikTok is being taken over by right-wing Zionist billionaires. We need to ensure that Beijing can't control what we see, but Tel Aviv can. So good job, everybody. It worked. But you should keep boycotting Disney because they are on the BDS list. There is still an active genocide happening right now with your money in Gaza. And speaking of the BDS list, if you're an American, you should be asking your lawmakers why they were just in Israel being told by their lawmakers to ban our speech in our states.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for your support and thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, let's talk about Disney. Disney has officially bowed down to the pressure. After days of backlash and a wave of cancelled subscription, the company has decided to bring Jimmy Kimmel back. What started as a suspension meant to silence critics has now turned into a lesson in just how powerful the audience can be when they come together. Disney thought that it could manage the storm by sidelining Kimmel, but instead it faced something far worse, an angry public that hit them right where it hurts. Their bottom line. Let's get to the video, but before, let me play a few clips on the same, and I'll be back with my own comment. All credit goes to the original creators of each and every video you see here.
Jimmy Kimmel said nothing wrong, and he's not going anywhere. And of course, the only one of those three things that I said that they actually said was the last one, because they didn't say fuck Donald Trump. They're still very, very terrified of him. In the letter that they put out there, it's very much walking on eggshells. Pathetic. They also did not really stick up for the concept of free speech at all. They were pretty much just being like, we had some good conversations, aka they saw how much people were freaking out and how much people were taking their money away from them, and that pretty much got the gears turning.
The grassroots backlash hit their bottom line. And that's exactly how BDS works. Boycott. Refuse to support what you know is wrong. Divestment. Cancel subscription. Pool investment. Cut ties. Sanctions. The pressure created by collective action. It's not governments. It's people. It's ordinary consumers taking power back through economic resistance. So Kimmel's return is proof. When people organize, when we boycott and divest together, we can force even the biggest corporations to back down. That's the lesson of BDS, and it's playing out right in front of us. Now let's apply it in the same way, with the same intensity, to save the Palestinian people's lives in Gaza and the occupied Palestinian territories.
The boycott was no small thing. Viewers across the country cancelled Disney in droves, turned off ABC, and made their frustration loud and clear online. What was supposed to be a move to protect Disney's image ended up exposing their weakness. People saw the suspension for what it really was, a half-hearted attempt to damage control. And once fans realized that their voices, and more importantly their wallets, had real impact, the pressure became too much for Disney to ignore. Now, with the subscription dropping and the boycott spreading, Disney has been forced to reverse course. Kimmel's return is not about doing what's right, it's about protecting profits. Disney and ABC know that the audience is not as passive as they once believed. Viewers have options, and in today's world of streaming and endless entertainment choices, losing trust can be devastating. Bringing Kimmel back is Disney's way of admitting that they underestimated just how far people were willing to go. And what's fascinating about this entire situation is how quickly things turned around. For years, competitors like Disney seemed untouchable. No matter how controversial a decision, people often complained but kept watching. This time, though, something changed. The audience realized that cancelling a subscription was more effective than complaining on Twitter. They realized that a collective boycott was stronger than any PR statement. And for Disney, that really hit like a ton of bricks. Bringing Jimmy Kimmel back might stop some of the bleeding, but the damage is already done. Viewers have seen behind the curtain. They know that Disney and ABC will bend only when the money is at stake. The knowledge is powerful. It shows people that their voices, their choices, and their dollars can shape the decision of even biggest corporations. Disney did not call Kimmel back because they wanted to, but because they had no choice. At the end of the day, this is a rare moment where the public won. The suspension was supposed to be the end of the conversation, but it became the start of a movement. And by forcing Disney to backtrack, viewers proved that corporations don't always have the last word. And for once, the audience had the final say. And Disney had no choice but to listen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.